Hi, everybody. It's Tori. Um, you're seeing this on our YouTube feed right now. So I'm going to actually be bringing in the Facebook feed in just a few minutes. A couple things I wanted just to quickly touch upon since I know I have a few minutes. I wound up starting the broadcast a little bit late because just a lot of stuff going on right now in the house and also just stuff going on in general. So with that being said, there's, how do I say this? I feel like right now people are going to be experiencing majorly weird dreams. All right. I feel like you're also going to probably be experiencing insomnia, but when you do finally do get to sleep, weird dreams. All right. Um, don't be surprised if that happens probably for the next few weeks, I'm almost feeling. There's been a lot of solar flares that have been coming off of the sun, which usually means that we get the aurora borealis ramped up. And here in Rhode Island, it's usually pretty rare. I look a hot mess. It's usually pretty rare. However, it's becoming a little bit more and more frequent because of just everything going on and the massively strong solar bursts that have been going on. Um, I do feel that those things do contribute to sometimes weird feeling, weird energy. And I feel like it kind of comes in waves. So I do feel we've had a couple of strong waves, and I almost feel like there's going to be some more waves coming in, so don't be surprised. Um, I'm also feeling that there's probably going to be coming either September or October, a hurricane that comes up the East Coast. It may not necessarily hit Rhode Island, but I feel like it's going to hit close. We're going to get part of it. Um, I'm feeling kind of like New York, Connecticut, um, even to the tip of Rhode Island, like Block Island, may experience it. So just be prepared and be careful, I'm going to say. Um, a lot of stuff going on, getting back into the swing of things with events, which I'm really happy about. Um, looking to do a couple of special things that are coming up, which I'll talk about down the road. One of it involves table tipping at a different site. So I'm kind of excited about that. And I hope to have more information about that soon. For those of you who know me personally, you know that this week has been a hard week for me, in particular with the loss of a friend very suddenly. Um, so it's just been a lot, definitely been a lot. Um, what else? So tonight we're going to be doing the reading, the Ascended energy reading. Usually we do A, B, or C. However, when I went to shuffle cards, 4 cards fell out. So with that being said, we're doing A, B, C, and D, and you're going to have the opportunity to pick whichever one you connect with. So Harnack will be A, Mount Shasta is B, Delphi. Woo, hello, I just disappeared. C. And last but not least, the Uluru in Australia is D. So when I start doing the Facebook reading, those are going to be the the A, B, or C. So what I'm going to say is for now, pick your letter or pick whichever image you were drawn to. Karnak for A, Mount Shasta for B, Delphi in Greece is C, and Uluru in Australia is D. So what are some other things going on? I'm actually really excited to announce that Avalon Enchanted will be going on the road in December. You're going to be seeing both Cindy and I possibly popping up in some other areas that you might not necessarily expect us to pop up in, and maybe share some things with you, maybe even do some readings with you, etc. So be on the lookout for that. Cindy will actually be going to Florida between, I believe it's between Christmas and New Year's. And I will be going to Cancun, Mexico. So I hope to do some lives, maybe from some of the ruins, definitely at the beach and things like that. So we'll be talking a little bit about that and so on. So there's some other things that I'm going to share after this Facebook feed. So you definitely want to stick around for that because it's rather interesting. Not going to lie. Very, very interesting. So I'm going to bring in the Facebook feed now. We're going to get this party started. So bear with me, folks. Trying to do this in 5 different places is always very, very interesting. Not going to lie. I need to do it here too. This is the part that always drives me insane because I find myself kind of having to be my own tech person, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but sometimes just a complicated thing. So let's bring in this. So live video. Hey everybody, it's Tori. I've just welcomed in the people who might be joining us via YouTube, catching it as a replay, because I always like to add in different things that you might not normally catch. If you are seeing it on Facebook, I put in some extra content when I send it up to YouTube. So with that being said, you might want to check that out because I have some interesting things to talk about. Right now, though, I do need to bring in, let's see, a couple things here. Need to switch this. So we're just giving it a few minutes to see if there's anyone that's going to be joining us this evening. If not, we always like to remind people to do hashtag replay, simply because it gives us the opportunity to see how far the video goes. We have clients and people who follow us all over the world. So it's nice to be able to kind of see what's what and where people are joining us. So I just want to say thank you to everyone that has joined us. We really do appreciate it. Believe it or not, it's been over a year that Cindy and I have been in the space in the studio in Wickford, and we are always looking to make little adaptations and changes and things like that to the studio space. So that's always exciting. I'm actually going to be in studio on Saturday um, from 11 to 5. So I will be open for readings and or healings. I'm actually doing a special um, hour-long session special where you can choose either a reading or a healing, your choice. And hey, Pamela. And it is it's a good special. It's actually $33 off the normal price. Usually my readings or my hour-long readings or healings are like $155. So that would bring that down to, let's see, 122. Yeah, 122. So if that's something that you're interested in, getting a reading or getting an in-person healing, definitely go over to the Eventbrite page and look for the Tori's reading special, or Tori's, specials for um, Saturday, August 31st. And you can actually pick a time that you want to come in. There's a few slots that are open, so you can pick which time you want to come in for that. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and get started. Again, if you are joining us late, please do #replay. So for the people who are joining us on Facebook, I just want to say when I was actually shuffling, I was using Sacred Sites Tarot, Oracle rather. Beautiful, beautiful deck. Love it. And 4 cards fell out. So we're actually doing A, B, C, and D to this evening. And I kid you not, the first card that flew out of the deck was Karnak. Karnak. That's A. The second card that flew out of the deck was Mount Shasta. That's B. Mount Shasta in California, and is also thought to be the mountain home of Metatron. And Karnak is self-explanatory. You already see the segment on there. C is the Delphi. The Oracle at Delphi. Well, think Greek and Roman. This is C. Okay. And then D, the Uluru, which is in Australia. So I have A, B, C, and D. So Karnak A, Mount Shasta B, Delphi C, and the Uluru D. Those are where you're choosing from this evening. Okay. So I do a reading for each. And then ultimately, whichever card or destination in this case you choose, that is your reading. Okay. So I'm going to actually start off with the first card that flew out of the deck, which is Karnak and Sekhmet. Can't make this stuff up. This also is a really good reminder because on Tuesday the 3rd, we're actually going to be hosting our next Zoom Egyptian Live series. So what does that entail? Mohammed Ramadan, who is an Egyptologist based in Luxor, Egypt, and I co-facilitate a opportunity for people to visit some of the different places in and around the temples and tombs that maybe you wouldn't have the opportunity to travel to, because Muhammad is such a wonderful person. He's also able to get us into some of the places that we wouldn't normally be able to get to, whether it be us just kind of going on our own. So with that being said, we have, hey Renea, we have some special views and some special tours. And I have to say, some really exciting things that are going to be talked about and are popping up in our next Zoom, which is Tuesday the 3rd at 5:30. Okay. We're actually going to be joined. Muhammad was actually joined by a guest, a friend of his, a classmate, who is the chief inspector of Karnak Temple. So this is a great reminder for that, Karnak Temple. And he's actually taken Muhammad on a private tour of some areas that they've been actually working on, and doing some reconstruction on, some restoration on. So he's going to be showing those things, or those areas, on Tuesday evening. So this is going to be exciting. I'm super excited because we will see some really cool cartouches that might kind of blow your mind. You know, Greek and Roman definitely had a major influence in ancient Egyptian, the Ptolemaic, the Ptolemaic, I know I'm not saying it right, but it's like the latter periods of ancient Egypt, where you had the likes of Roman and Greek and so on coming in, Roman in particular, and conquering Egypt. I mean, we talk about Mark Antony and Julius Caesar and all sorts of stuff, you know, Cleopatra. So very cool stuff, very cool stuff. So this is A, all right. And just so that way I can be sure, let's see what is said here in A, East. $110. All right, so Karnak focuses on protection, location, Luxor, Egypt, and it definitely ties in Sekhmet and the Great Warrior. But if we look at lower or past world, we're going to be focused on strength. We're going to be focusing on restlessness and fight or flight. We're going to be focusing on ultimately allowing ourselves to really take a stance and really focus on self-protection, self-preservation, and things like that. So that's one of the things that has definitely come out within this particular card. There's also a need to make sure that you are, I'm going to say, tempering your inner Sekhmet this week. So that's also something to consider. All right. But that's A. So let's see what the cards are for A. And I've actually been using the Sufi tarot deck because I just really, really like it. So let's see what we got. It's a beautiful deck. And I find that it's a little bit, you know, you just have to kind of, when you start looking at some of the different decks that are out there, they like to rename some of the things. You know, with regular tarot, you have the coins, you have the swords, you have the wands, and you have the cups, that blue. And with that being said, sometimes they'll rename them different things. So I always need to kind of keep the book near me when when they are doing some of those things, because they don't always tell you exactly what they are. So this is A. So let's see what we got. Wow. Okay. You know, it's funny. Well, not really, but it's interesting. I'm going to say it's very interesting, because when I pulled the spread for Karnak, which has Sekhmet on it. I get the Strength card. I get the Sun card, which I find interesting. And then the card that flew out is called the Wali, which is, in this case, it's the Chariot. So it's all about forward movement. If you've chosen A, Karnak, you're in a pretty good, you might find that you're in a pretty good kind of, I'm going to say holding pattern. There's a lot that's coming in that maybe you're kind of giving second thought to, what, maybe holding back on. And I feel like there's going to be a little bit of a decision to be made this week in particular. You're going to be given different options. Some of the options you may find that you want more than others. Some of the other options you might find are not quite as appealing. It's interesting, we also have a lot of fours. So literally we have the Four of Swords, we have the Four of Cups, but we also have the Seven of Wands, and we also have the Seven of Coins. So, there's a lot in terms of you putting in your energy, you doing your time, you doing your work, and standing strong. And really, I'm hearing paying attention to allowing things to synchronize, allowing things to settle in with your spiritual work. But there's going to be choices. Question is, which choice are you going to be making? Here's the Two of Staffs. Which choice are you making? Which direction do you go in? If you find yourself at a crossroads and unable to make a decision, this is where the Chariot card definitely comes in, and also the need to be in balance. So that's, I find, really important. We also have the Fool. In this case, it's the Salic. Okay. And she looks like she's about ready to kind of hop off that little sand dune there. Has her head in the clouds, but is also in the process of trying to maybe going off on a whole new direction, a whole new adventure. So there's a lot that you're going to find that comes your way. Question is it what you want? Is it really what you feel like you need at this time? There's going to be, if you feel like you're holding back in order to kind of preserve some things, I can understand that. But with the cards that I'm seeing here, it's kind of like all of the cards are kind of giving you the permission that, or in this case, the reassurance of you're standing strong, you're doing your work, you're, you know what direction you need to go in. And you also need to make sure that you are being grounded and anchored and really doing a lot of soul work. I'm going to use that phrase, soul work, because that's what I'm hearing with this particular reading. Again, you may find that the different options and choices that you have, there may be a couple that you're not necessarily fond of, but you definitely still need to keep on focusing on moving forward. It's kind of one of those things where if we find ourselves standing still for too long, we kind of lose our momentum. And I almost feel like people who chose A, it's all about focusing on momentum. It's all about finding your inner fire. It's all about finding your light and taking on to new adventures. You have a lot of support, a lot more support than you think you do, but there is the need to kind of put one step and one foot in front of the other and keep that momentum going. Okay. So The Seven of Wands, yeah. I mean, I almost feel like there's sometimes self-sabotage in this situation. Question is, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do? Are you going to allow yourself to do that? Or are you going to take the leap of faith and explore? And I just pulled another card. It's the Three of Cups. So that's a great card. You know, if you've been finding that you're just kind of unsure, or there's just a lot of stuff that's kind of going on all at once, just know that the universe has your back, and whichever direction you choose, you know, is going to be uniquely the one that you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be traveling on. Okay, so keep that in mind. But again, there is also the need to make sure as you're doing this, keep your protection up. There's a lot of fruitfulness that's coming in for you. I mean, look at this. This is the Empress. And in this deck, you see in all sorts of pomegranates and just fruitfulness and new stuff coming in. So, you know, manifest it. You know how to do it. Just manifest it and be open to the different paths that show themselves to you this week. Okay. So that's A. So again, we still have space for the September 3rd Zoom. It's $44. So if you have been looking to possibly try the Zoom class series, we're doing this very special one with a special guest at $44 because it's going to be much more of a tour of the different areas that people don't normally see in Karnak Temple. Okay. So with that being said, there's a lot of great things to talk about and how it ties in with Egyptian spirituality. So that's going to definitely be going on. We're going to see about meditation at the end to see what we do. It might just be a little bit shorter because where we're going and what we're looking at is a little bit more robust than, say, some of the other things that we've done. All right, so let's take a look at B, which is Mount Shasta. Mount Shasta in California. Again, it is, sorry about that, folks, that is the mountain home of Metatron. So let's see. Oh, I had a card that was laying out, so I need to reshuffle. Hope everyone's doing well this evening. It has been one hell of a week. Some other things that are going on. I know Cindy has her chakra class that she's going to be teaching on the 9th, which you can do in person or remote. And I am going to be doing a really, really cool, very, very limited table tipping on Friday, September 13th in the Gypsy tent. Because of the Gypsy tent only allowing 4 people to be seated at table, we only have 3 spots that are open for it, one of which is already booked. So there's only 2 seats left for this particular very unique table tipping, which is in the Gypsy tent, overlooking Narragansett Bay, inside the Copper Pyramid. And if you've not experienced the Gypsy tent, you definitely will want to, because it is very, very powerful. It definitely amplifies the energy and is a great experience. You really do feel it. We're also going to be holding Spirit Circle on Saturday the 14th with a rain date of the 15th. And Spirit Circle, we are able to get more people in for Spirit Circle. We can actually up that to like 6 people. So that is going to be a really fun event in the Gypsy tent, also in the pyramid as well. So that will be definitely very, very cool. What are some other things coming up? Cindy's going to be doing her Violet Flame Healing Circle on the 23rd. What else? I think that is it. I'm going to be at A Touch of Magic's fall psychic fair on the 7th and the 8th of September. So come on over and see me there. Yeah, I think that's there's a lot, like I said, there's a lot going on. So check those things out. So let's take a look at B. Okay, so let's see what Mount Shasta has to say. So there may be some things that are going on that maybe have been some tower moments in the past. I'm showing the tower, literally the tower moment. So to me, this is the fact that you're possibly going through a lot, that emotions and feelings that are stemming from whatever the situation is that's happened for you. We have the Five of Cups, which, as she's sitting there with everything broken, there is some remorse. There's also a need to kind of pull yourself together in order to literally climb the hill and get back on top. I mean, this guy, the 10 of wands, is basically the guy has the weight of the soldier of the weight of the world on his shoulders. However, in this particular card, he's moving uphill. So to me, this is, you're going to find the momentum. It may be complicated. It may feel shitty, difficult, but you're going to get to the top. Okay. Um, on an emotional thing, we have the Seven of Cups, which is make sure you're not biting off more than you can chew. But we also have the Four of Wands, which is, nostalgia. It's things coming together, and I almost feel like you start to feel or sense energies of yourself from before. And so that's the nostalgia part that I feel is coming in. So it's like you kind of coming out from underneath whatever happened to give you permission to kind of refeel who you were and reawaken who you are. All right. Some other things that we got coming in. We got the Three of Coins. So there's definitely going to be help. There's going to be, collaboration with that. We also have the Seven of Swords, which, yes, there's going to be some pitfalls. Eight of Cups. You're going to find yourself kind of allowing yourself to kind of move out and take the bull by the horns and go. Here's the other thing. This is the World card. It's all about cycles. It's all about things coming to fruition. So this is actually super, super positive. If you've experienced just a lot that you've been slogging through, you almost feel like you're walking through tar. It's been a rocky road. It's been a difficult road. There's a lot of good stuff coming in. There are going to be some pitfalls, like I said, some things that you're going to definitely want to make sure that you don't fall into. Here's the Seven of Swords. I'd like to call this the sneaky bastard. So there may be some people or situations that might not necessarily just have the best for you. So you just got to be careful with that in particular. Okay. With the traditional sign of the Eight of Cups, I usually call that the screw it, I'm out of here card. So there is the need to continue to move forward. It could very well be that that you need to move forward, and or you're just driven to move forward. So use this forward momentum, use the fact that you do have support to help you kind of take on this new round, take on this new cycle. Okay. Um, we do have the Moon card. And with the moon card, you may find that there are going to be some things that you're not necessarily seeing, but things will kind of come at their own sweet time and will make themselves known. I pull another card and I got the, what is this? The Malika of Swords, Queen of Swords. Okay. So she is someone that is going to cut through, I feel kind of cut through some of this fogginess. So you may find that you need to kind of take on the role of, in this case, the Queen of Swords and do the cutting or do the clearing yourself in order to see more of what you need to see. Again, Six of Coins, that is usually a philanthropic card. But the neat part to me is there is what looks like a infinity sign. Again, there's help. And I almost feel like you're going to find that this help comes from people that you've helped before. Okay. So that is something to think about. Hi, Carrie, how are you? So this is something to kind of think about. It's actually exciting that you're going to be moving forward, and feeling more like yourself, utilizing, help from, or in this case, support from other people, and knowing that you're getting out of a situation and claiming your power. So to me, Mount Shasta B is all about claiming your power. Sorry. I seem to have a I seem to find myself drinking a fair amount of ginger ale lately. So that was that. So that is B. So we're going to go on and move to C, which is Delphi. And I'm going to read to you a little bit about Delphi because Delphi is kind of interesting. If you've heard of the, what is it? The seer of Delphi. Let me see if I can find it in here. Delphi, okay, east. That's west, east. Oh. Yeah, Greece, 86. Okay, it's all about wisdom. It's all about knowledge. It's all about summoning back your summoning back your private space, your private spiritual space. Trusting your visions, sharing your prophecies, and knowing that you're doing it in well, in how do I say this? In your power. Okay. Also, you're being called to seek out different energy. You're being called to seek out different places, connecting with some of these energies. So, it's using your discernment, connecting with these energies in order to further your journey. So this is Delphi. Okay. Let's see. And for some odd reason, Uluru completely disappeared on me. Where did you go? We'll figure it out in a second. So let me shuffle for, see, what's coming up for this week for C. What's coming up for this week for C? What's coming up for this week for C? Swords, Daughter of Cups, Malika of Cups, that's the Queen of Cups, Ace of Swords, Shah of Cups, that's the King of Cups, Six of Staffs, Ten of Cups, Eight of Swords, the Moon, Queen of Swords, Six of Coins again. Oh, there is, let me see what this one is. I want to say it is the Hanged Man, but let me just double check. Yep, it's the Hanged Man. Okay, cool. All right, so let me just read into what we got for Delphi. To me, the thing that I'm hearing is trust yourself. Give yourself the permission to believe in yourself. And I almost feel this has to do with more of a spiritual journey. Okay. The thing that is drawn to me, or that I'm seeing here, is the Two of Swords. Now, this is the Oracle of Delphi, right? Oracle of Delphi would stand over what's known to be like some sort of like crevice that had some weird gases coming up, and she would be a seer, and she would basically read and interpret things, right? And have psychic visions. To me, this is kind of reminiscent of that. It's also having a foot in two different worlds. So it's very dualistic, and it's very believing in yourself, believing in your energy, and believing in where you're going. You know, we have the in this case it's the Daughter of Cups, so this would be kind of the page, I guess you could say. So there's good stuff coming in. King of Cups, there's support, you know. There could very well be somebody coming in, like maybe a teacher or a guide, in order to kind of assist you. But here's the thing that I also want to point out: the Six of Staffs, you know, in the traditional tarot deck, it's the guy on the horse riding through a group of people, being admired for the work and the job that they've done. So I'm hearing, be proud of yourself for the journey that you're making. Be proud of the steps that you've taken to get you where you are and where you're going. Ten of Cups, all's going to be okay. If you are in the process of just starting to kind of open up, and you're kind of on the fence about whether or not to dive into some of this stuff and to really kind of get an understanding of how it works and how you collect with it, or how do you connect with it, this is going to be something that is giving you the permission of, yeah, things are good. It's going to be an emotional journey, but you know, the rainbow, to some degree, it looks like a magic carpet, a journey, you know. We have the Eight of Swords, which um just be advised that you may find that there may be some people that aren't necessarily, how do I say this, thrilled with your self-discovery on this. But if I pull another card with the Four of Staffs, so what I'm hearing is be you and trust your inner you. Okay. Things will come, things will surface. Okay. Things will surface and come at a time when they're supposed to. So don't try and force a square peg into a round hole. But things will be revealed as you're making your journey. We do have the Queen of Swords. Swords can cut you, or swords can protect you. So in this instance, there is the need for making sure that you are protected while you're doing your work, and really learning protection in particular. I almost feel like this week, energetically speaking, people are going to need to really be much more up on their game with protection in general. Hey, Karen. So really beef up your protection this week, spiritually speaking, especially as we have so much kind of coming into the planet. We're just in the process of switching from August to September. We have the fall equinox not that far off. And to me, I kind of still feel like we're in the energy of the 8-8 portal. Yes, people say the 8-8 portal closed on August 12th, but no, it didn't. I I feel like it's way stronger than that. So that's something to kind of keep in the back of your mind. Again, there really is the need to make sure that you're staying in balance. And there's choices that you have the opportunity to make. I pulled another card. I got the Tower card. Now, usually the Tower card is a shakeup of something, but sometimes shakeups can be good. You know, sometimes we know there's certain things that we need to do or get rid of or make changes to our lives. And hi, Sue. And if we don't, then sometimes the universe will basically go ahead and do it for us. So with that being said, sometimes these shakeup moments are healthy, um, gives us the opportunity to get outside of our comfort zone, allows us to grow. And I feel people who've chosen C, Delphi, this is all about spiritual growth. Okay. So there may be people that you would normally connect with that you might find that you're not connecting with anymore. There's new people coming in. So you may feel like there's like a little bit of unlevelness. It will work itself. It will work itself out. But it's just one of those things where until you kind of get an idea of feeling and confidence, you know, you may feel like the world's coming to an end, but honestly, it really, really isn't. You have a lot more going on. You have choices to make. You have directions that you can choose from. You have a lot of great cards here that are saying that you're successful with the choice that you make. And again, here's the World card, all about choices, all about, okay, Karen, no worries, all about allowing the opportunity to kind of allow for a new cycle to kind of move in. But you know, again, here's the Hanged Man. Are you going to stand there, or in this case, hang there in complacency, or are you going to do something about it? To get to this, sometimes we have to do work, even if it means this. Okay, so that is C. Now, as I was saying earlier, when I was actually shuffling cards, 4 cards flew out instead of 3. So we actually did A, Karnak, B, Mount Shasta, C, Delphi, and then D, Uluru, which is a location actually in Australia. Here's Uluru in Australia. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick read on that one. So that is South Uluru. Uluru. Where are you, Uluru? 180. Yeah, my cat's not that graceful, is he? So Uluru is all about creativity. And it's about, say, caring for creation. Dream time. So there may be very well some dreams that are coming in for people who chose D. Inspiration. So it's all about utilizing inspiration and some of the different techniques that we might use to kind of connect with the other side. So let's see what comes up with Uluru. You too, Karen. You too. We should get together because it's been such a long time since we've actually physically seen each other in person. You give one more shuffle and I'll do the reading for D. All right. All right, so let's see what we got. Moon card again. Eight of Swords again. Interesting. All right, let's see what we got. Let's see. We got the Six of Staffs again. That's a good card. The Moon card showed up again. The Ten of Cups showed up again, and so did the Eight of Swords. We also have, let me see what this one is. Oh, okay. So if you've chosen Uluru, which is all about creativity, there's been a lot of change. There's been a lot of looking and waiting. Beneath us is the Knight of Cups, but look at this. There's like a bridge to the other side. And that's the part that I'm kind of seeing as something that's under us. We've experienced, maybe there's been a loss, maybe there's been a bridge to connection, spiritually speaking. Eight of Staffs, so that's usually something coming in quick. Let's see what we got. Four of Staffs, okay. Nostalgia, reminiscent of the good times. So you may find that there may be some good things, or in this case, comforting things that you find that you hold on to this week. We're not necessarily seeing everything in the big picture with the Moon card, as I always say. However, navigating through it, we will be okay. Okay. Ace of Swords, that one is all about new beginnings. Ace of Cups is also all about new beginnings. Question is, how do we go about it? We also have, hi Sherry, we also have the 13, the Death card, which when I talk about the Death card, it just usually means something's coming to an end, but that also means something new is beginning. And we have that next to the Ace of Cups. So to me, that is a letting go of the past, letting go of what we may have been holding on to so tightly, a person or a situation, and allowing ourselves to move forward with things. There are going to be some things, like I said, that you may find that there's people that might not necessarily be having the best intentions for you. But again, world, we have a whole new cycle beginning. You know, what I'm hearing is trust your gut. Allow yourself to tune in and read the energy that you need to read. Know that you shouldn't rush into something. All things are going to be revealed. And there's new beginnings and new life, new opportunities, new growth. You're going to grow from this. Ace of Staffs. So we have the Ace of Cups, we have the Ace of Swords, and we have the Ace of Wands. That's all about new stuff coming in, new beginnings, new opportunities, new. And wands are all about the fire element. So lighting a fire underneath your butt in order to get something done or to move or to do something. You know, 10 of Cups, 6 of Staffs, those are all great cards. So I think it's about knowing that you it's okay to let go of the past. It's okay to celebrate the past, but there's new stuff coming in for you that's going to allow you to grow and challenge yourself, but in a good way. Okay. So that is D. Like I said, when I first pulled the cards, there were 4 cards that flew out of the deck. A, Karnak, which I'll show you. B, Mount Shasta. C, Delphi. And D, Uluru in Australia. All about creativity. So there's a lot of uniqueness that I feel kind of came out of the readings this evening. A lot of it is spiritual. A lot of it is all focused on moving forward, allowing ourselves to push through some things and let go of certain things that we need to let go of. So I do hope that this has helped and has given you some guidance on kind of what to expect for this coming week from August 29th through September 4th. That will take you through the Labor Day weekend. Just a reminder, we have the Egyptian Zoom with a focus on, believe it or not, Karnak Temple, with a special guest and having access to different areas of Karnak Temple that the public is not allowed in. That is on the 3rd. So that is on Eventbrite. And it's all done through Zoom. So you don't want to miss that. I'm going to be at the Psychic Fair at A Touch of Magic on the 7th and 8th. Cindy's going to be leading a chakras class on the evening of September the 9th, which is a Monday. I am going to be doing pyramid table tipping on the 13th, Friday the 13th. And that one is a really exclusive table tipping that you're not going to want to miss because literally it's very limited in terms of seating. So I have 2 spots left. 2 spots in the Gypsy tent, overlooking Narragansett Bay, inside a copper pyramid. The energy in there is phenomenal. I'm telling you, you go way deeper than some of the other, other things that we've done. The following day, Saturday, we're hosting Spirit Circle inside the Gypsy tent as well. On the 14th, with the rain date of the 15th. And then, yes, so Cindy then is hosting her Violet Flame Healing Circle on the 23rd. You can attend that either remotely or in person. So those are the events. I would say go to Eventbrite and take a look at them. Oh, also, I'm going to be in studio this Saturday from 11 to 5. So if you're interested in a reading, I'm actually doing a reading and healing special. So for an hour, you can choose either a reading or a healing. And it is $122. So it's a $33 savings, which is a good one. So you go online to Eventbrite and you can sign up for, there's certain times that are slotted. So that way you can actually sign up for the time that you want. There's only, I believe, 4 sessions that day. So by all means, take a look at it and purchase your spot and save some money. Plus Wickford is beautiful at this time of the year. Saturday is going to be a great day to kind of hop around town and join us in the village. So I hope everyone is well. Please take care and hope to see you soon. We'll also have the shop open in between readings this Saturday, and Cindy will also be in studio on Sunday. So take care, everyone. Bye. All right, folks. Give me one moment. Let me just do one thing. No, I don't want to turn this into a reel. Never delete. Okay. So while that is in the process of doing whatever it is that it's doing, I'll kind of just continue on. So I have already mentioned to you that Avalon Enchanted will be traveling in December. Both Cindy and I will be traveling, and we'll pop up for maybe doing some lives, both of us, wherever we are. So Cindy will actually be visiting Florida, and I will be in Mexico. So I hope to bring you some lives at the Mexican pyramids, Chichen Itza. I'm not sure which one we're going to, but the plan is to go to one of them. And I do intend to do some broadcasting from either from there or even about there and share videos. I'll also be broadcasting probably from the beach and doing maybe some readings as well. Especially as we're just going to be going into the new year. So I will be actually doing it mid-December. But I wanted to talk about, so that's one thing that I haven't mentioned yet in terms of going on Facebook. So you're hearing that all here first. The other thing that I wanted to mention is that if you are thinking about joining the Egyptian Zoom, the Mysteries of Karnak Temple, on Tuesday, September 3rd at 5:30, you're not going to be disappointed. Like I said, Muhammad is going to have a visitor guest that has shown him around Karnak Temple, who he's actually the chief inspector of the entire Karnak Temple complex, which is acres, miles, vast. But there's areas that they're still doing digging. There's areas that they're still actually looking at and doing archaeological digs on. So he's taking us to some of the areas where they've been doing some restoration, and some of the things that they've found and that they talk about, Muhammad and his friend talk about, are really quite cool. We're actually going to be seeing the cartouche of Alexander the Great. We're also going to be seeing the cartouche of Julius Caesar, who definitely had an influence near the end of the Egyptian culture, I guess you could say, in the Ptolemaic era. Okay. But there's other things that are going to be shown that I haven't even mentioned that I'm really excited about. So it's really going to be a good one. Definitely sign up and let us know. So it starts at 5:30 on Zoom on the 3rd. Usually runs 2-3 hours. We have a lot of content, like I said, so it's going to be a little bit different than what we usually do, but it's definitely going to be worth it. It's $44, and you're not going to want to miss it, I'm telling you. There's some other ideas that are coming up that Muhammad has also kind of talked about that he and I are ironing out on. Some other collaborations that are also going to be going on with some of Muhammad's friends as well, coming up. So that's certainly something that we're going to focus on too. So stay tuned for that. The other thing that I wanted to mention is see if there's anyone that's ever done the what is it? The DNA, and ancestry stuff, and see if there's anyone that has done that, because I've recently done it. It's funny. I've kind of been against doing it for a number of years, but then I don't know. A lot can happen. Well, when what is it? When yeah, Amazon has their Amazon Prime days. Let's just say that. So I actually did that and sent it off. I did receive the results very, very recently. And there's been a lot of really, really interesting stuff that I've been finding that I am kind of excited about, actually. Some of the stuff I knew, some of the like the great grandparents and even great greats, but more so further, as they say, further up the tree, in terms of having historical figures that are well known, that are connected, one of which is Anne Hutchinson, founder of Portsmouth, one of which is a pirate captain, which I find very interesting as well. And then there's some other things that I'm still kind of looking at, but very, very interesting. Not sure if anyone else has had any experiences with that, but one of the things that I actually intend to do is go into meditation and see about connecting with some of these individuals who have popped up on the family trees and in the DNA, and seeing a little bit more about what light they can shed on what life was like when they were alive, and what they were experiencing, and how my journey potentially might relate to theirs. It's interesting because Anne Hutchinson was kind of viewed as one of the very original suffragettes in terms of women's rights and equal rights and things like that. So I find it very interesting that that's coming up, especially now. And also the idea of religious tolerance. I find that very interesting too. As far as the pirate captain is concerned, didn't expect that one, but I have seen some interesting connections with a local pirate that is tied to Newport, Rhode Island, that has also been tied to this particular pirate as well. So that's kind of cool. It's neat how things kind of come full circle. Excuse me. Because when I worked with Newport Ghost Tours, we focused a lot on the pirates of Newport in particular. Because Newport was such a black market kind of town, pirates were able to easily move their goods, for lack of a better word, around and sell, because the colony kind of looked the other way, and they didn't necessarily focus on collecting taxes for the king. So I find that funny, that this particular pirate is somehow connected with Rhode Island. And I also find it rather amusing that to have relatives that are in Wales, in England, in Appalachia, North and South Carolinas, high up in the mountains, some of which are very old and original founding families. So that part's kind of very interesting, I'm finding. There is a little bit of something that I happen to see, which I do need to further investigate, that might tie in something with the Salem witch trials. Not sure exactly what that's all about, but I'm kind of interested to see what potential connection might be there. I know there was definitely connections with um, family members that were actually within that area, not only in Portsmouth and Salem, but also up in Maine and up in New Hampshire. So it's really funny that some of the people that I associate with as family members that are tied to, the rugged mountains of North Carolina actually came from New England. Kind of find it amusing. Still a lot more to explore, and I hope to find out more about some other things that are part of this, which I'm not ready to really fully talk about. The DNA wasn't quite exactly what I expected it to show, which I know a number of people have found that as the case. So I'm kind of curious to see more about that information, see what I can find out about that stuff. What else? One of the other ties that I found was that there was a family member that's also, or at one point in time, was in charge of the Tower of London and was friendly with Oliver Cromwell. This is all kind of really interesting stuff. And like I said, with the fact that the DNA stuff came back as a little bit different from what I thought it would, been a little bit to wrap my head around. Not necessarily in a bad way, just in a way of, oh, not what I expected, and not necessarily anything that I was told. So, stuff like that. What else? I think that is it for now. If people are interested in working with me one-on-one with coaching, whether it be for just kind of learning how to connect, learning how to use your gifts and explore them and what they mean and how to work with them and so on, I'm definitely available to assist with that. I do have some curriculum that I've put together for that. I'm also available for crystal healings. And I'm also available for people that might be interested in focusing on Sekhmet and the Sekhmet Intensive, the Egyptian lioness goddess, who is located at Karnak and pretty much all throughout the Egyptian temples. This is a dedication to Sekhmet and includes the Sekhem Reiki 1 with the first path. The second path, we include the Sekhem Reiki 2. And the third path, we actually include the Sekhem Reiki 3. So, which is the priestess path. So with that being said, if that's something that piques your interest, you definitely want to connect with me, because this is something that is intense. It helps with not only helping you work through your healing path, but it also helps with you standing in your power and finding your voice and learning to really connect and sense and become one with the Egyptian energy. So if that's something that you're interested in, and I really enjoy teaching that, definitely let me know so that way I can send you the details. So the first path is actually 12 classes or 12 meetings. The second path is actually, I believe it's like 14. And the third path is 12 as well. But it is very intense and gives you some great information about who you are, your soul journey, and gives you the opportunity to focus on the healing that you need to do. We all need to do it. Some need to do it more than others, but we all need to do it. We all need to do it often, ultimately. But this is something that I'm really excited about. So if you're going to be in Wickford, stop by and say hi on Saturday. If you're interested in picking up an hour-long reading or healing for $122, go online to Eventbrite and purchase your slot. Again, Eventbrite has the ticketing for the Mysteries of Karnak Egyptian Zoom on the 3rd, and much, much more. Follow us on all of our social media, Avalon Enchanted on Facebook, Avalon_Enchanted on Instagram. Had to think about that one for a second. And you're already watching me here on Tori McNally on YouTube. So thank you for that. And I do hope that you have a great evening or weekend or whenever you're watching this. Hope to hear from you soon. So take care. Bye.